Ron Ripley here, president of Ripley Construction. This week we're going to show you how we identify where the water's coming into your basement. The house we used as our example, it was a relatively simple case, but we go through the whole process anyways, just to kind of give you an idea of how we go through that and how we track down where the source of the leak's coming from. So here we've got AJ, my son. He's kind of tracked down the water here. What he's got there is a moisture meter. He's using it to try and track how much moisture is in the wall. So he's going to start up a little higher just to make sure the meter is zeroed. And you see he's running it down the wall here. It's reading 0, and when he gets down towards the bottom, he'll pick up some moisture. Okay, so you'll see the lights. See the lights are starting to blink on the bottom of it there. That means he's starting to pick up moisture. Now he's going to move to the left and right to kind of figure out exactly where it starts and where it stops. And what we're trying to do here is we move up and down and back and forth, is trying to get an idea of a picture of where the moisture is coming. The moisture tends to spread out as it gets lower. It gets trapped in behind the 2x4 wall and tends to travel back and forth down the wall. That's why it's hard to pinpoint where the water's coming from. But what you're trying to do here is try to figure out the highest point where you're picking up moisture reading on the wall. That'll give you the best indication of where that crack is. You also want to kind of find the outer edges of the moisture so that if you're going to remove the drywall and the insulation, that you make sure you remove enough of it. So here he's kind of found the outside edge, and then he's going to kind of move back across and then move his moisture meter up to try and find the the water always comes to a little bit of a peak at the top, or the moisture comes to a little bit of a peak, and that's the easiest way to identify exactly where the water, or where the crack is and where the water's seeping in from. So I think he's pretty much found both edges of it. Now he's just working his way up to try and find the peak, or the source of the water. So next, you want to find something within the house that you can measure from. Here we're using a chimney. You can use a window or some electrical that goes through, and you'll measure over to where you think the source of the water's coming from. Then you want to find that same measuring point that you used on the inside, on the outside of the house, and then you can measure back to give you an idea where to start looking for the source of the leak. Here we've identified the crack being a little bit to the right of the window. So of course we started to look around the window. You can see there's a crack in the parging, and then we're digging there to see if the crack goes lower than the parging and is in the concrete itself. As you can see, this was a fairly simple case. Lots of times we'll even check around windows before we take the moisture meter inside. Seems like about 80% of cracks start around the windows. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it gave you a little more information. If you need anything else, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.